Hey everybody, how you doing? I hope you can see me. Let's see. We had some technical difficulty there. If you can see me and hear me, press if you're on this is why we had the technical difficulty. I apologize for that. If you're over on the Google site where the link that you've been sitting, you're viewing it there, just type in the chat that you can hear and see me. And what I'll do is also go and view my email to see if you can hear and see me. I'm typing in now. Explain to you all what happened. Um, in 1 second, okay? So let me go. Hey everybody, how you doing? I hope you can see me. Let's see. Let me turn that down for one. I know that there's a slight delay. Let me see. Okay, I think the page is live now. If you can hear and see me, if you're over, again, on the YouTube site, the Google site, the page that was sent to you via Google, just go ahead and type in the comment section that you can see me and hear me. And if you are on the web, and I do see some on the email, let me reply to a couple emails because we had to actually change out. So if you're there and you can hear me, or if you can't hear me, let me just send out the email saying refresh your page. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's sent over there. I'm still checking to see. Okay, I can see that I'm moving over on the screen. That's good. What I want to do is see if we can get back into my back office here. Okay, I don't see anyone typing in the chat, so I know a lot of you are just viewing online and you're not necessarily in the chat area over there because I wanted you to send the questions via email. Now, it was only because some people have some personal questions. Just rather quickly, just to let you know exactly what happened is that my assistant in setting up the Google Hangout, as simple as it is, and even I overlooked it. I can't just say my assistant. There's two levels, and actually I was going to talk about that tonight, the YouTube Live and the Google Hangouts. And the YouTube Live requires a little bit more custom embedding or coding. Very simple, but yet it requires an extra step, and if you're not paying attention, you're not broadcasting. And so what we end up, someone checked that box, which didn't allow us to just go live at 7, so I had to recode it, make sure that we did the new page and embed this new page. So some of you may be there and just need to refresh your page. Maybe I need to send out an email blast. Let me do that real quick to let people know to refresh their pages, just in case, just taking a few minutes here. And it's okay, technology, this is what happens with technology, especially when you're doing live events. Let me get over in here real quick. Some of you are watching me, so you see what's going on with me, but I'm typing in, going into my email management system to how I broadcast messages out to you all. So I'm going back to the broadcast. Last message I sent out, or that went out, talked about us starting in an hour. So what I'm going to do is type in the headline to refresh your page. I know some of you are watching, and this is good. This is for those of you who have been nervous about using technology and doing things like this because of this. This is a part of the business. It happens, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to not start your business or create your products because of these little technology glips. Okay. Sending this out to all of you just in case. Okay, we're okay. Now let me go ahead and send this just for those who are. I do see that there are a few of you who have joined us, so that's fine. So I guess that means that the message has gotten out and people are locating it, so we're sending it. And it's interesting because I wanted to show some imperfections. I didn't know I'd be showing and I'll explain that in a minute as well. Let me just make sure that the email went out. That's going out. Let's close that out. Let's go back over here, see if anybody emailed any response to what I just sent out. Okay, I see you, Jay. Thank you. Okay, great. Now, I don't know if you're on the one page, but Jay said he can hear me. Okay, Stacy said she can hear me. Okay, cool. So some of you are slowly but surely we're getting on the page. Great. Okay, let me see what it looks like. And we don't have a comment section on the page that I sent you all. Again, wanting you to do what I'm doing, kind of having two pages open where you are viewing the Hangout, but then you're also able to submit your question. Okay. And then I want to talk about the imperfections, but I don't think I need to. I don't think you could get any more imperfect than what we're doing right now. Okay. Okay. I think the message went out, and hopefully some people will join us. And so I'll go somewhat slowly. Let me just take a sip of water here. Rather quickly. Hey, welcome to tonight's I was about to say call, but to tonight's Hangout. Really introducing you and helping you to get a grasp, get a hold of the future of marketing and product creation and engagement. This is a phenomenal tool, and so I want to welcome you tonight. I've missed you because I've been doing a lot of traveling and back and forth to a few places, dealing with some other clients in other cities, so that's kind of taken up some time. But I thank you all for being able to get on the Hangout with us tonight. And I wanted to do the Hangout live like this without sending out a video saying how you're going to do this, which I am going to do also. You're going to get the replay of this where you can go ahead and view this. I wanted you to interact and see what's going on. And actually, you're watching me make tremendous blunders right before your eyes. And you'll be able to relate to that, to know that it's nothing when you make smaller mistakes. We really made some mistakes, and as I see more and more coming on, I'll explain what the mistake was, because in it is a lesson for everyone. I want to thank you for being on the Hangout tonight with me. We're going to cover pretty much this, what we call I call, and some in the industry call, especially some of those who are doing major dollars and major marketing messages and helping other businesses. We call this live casting. Some call it live streaming. So it has many different names. This has been considered a webinar. I kind of gave you kind of a little distinction when we talked about instant teleseminar. This is live streaming. You're actually looking at me, interacting with you. There may be some slight delays, but nothing. This is not recorded. I mean, there will be a recording for those of you who will watch the recording, but at this moment, this is a live streaming event. And this is really the future, as I've been mentioning to many of you, the future of marketing and beginning to develop engagement, which is the new SEO. Now, what I wanted to do, for those who are slowly coming on, some of you have been on since 7, exactly, or a little after 7, and you didn't get a chance to, you didn't see me pop up live. And the reason behind that is because we my assistant, as we were setting up the YouTube, which takes about 2 minutes. I'm actually going to create a video to show you how to set up this event, a Google Hangout, which takes less than 2 minutes. However, there are two boxes, there are two circles within the event management area where you check one. One is for the Google Hangout, and the other is for the YouTube Live. Now, the difference between the two is that YouTube Live is more layers, the video quality is a little bit higher, and it works best for more long-term streaming, and I'm going to talk about that especially. I'm actually going to use the YouTube Live when we begin to get into the marketing messages. That's why I wanted to do the Google Hangout first, and then we'll get into the YouTube Live. And it used to be, and this is where the mistake came in, because it used to be that they were separate. There were two different places or two different areas where you went in and set up your Hangout, or you went over to the YouTube Live to set up your streaming event through YouTube Live. And again, the difference is just a higher quality video with YouTube Live, and the layers that allow things to not be interrupted, and it's perfect for doing longer events, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour live streaming events or webinars. And so that's the distinction between those, and that's why that needs an extra layer of plugins and things like that to make that work effectively. And so, but since they're not separate anymore, and Google is working very hard, Google and YouTube, which YouTube is owned by Google, to streamline the entire process. And what has happened is they've made it so simple that if you're just clicking and going fast, you'll overlook something. And so there's two little dots right there. One is for the Google Live, and the other is for the Google Hangout. And if you don't click the right dot, it'll put you in the Google Live. And so what's happening is it's waiting for you to do more stuff. And so I've been thinking that we were just going to go live at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and what happened is the Google Live, YouTube Live was checked instead of the Google Hangout, which made you all see stand by starting soon. And so I had to go in, and it took, again, so that goes to show you how quick it is to set up, because once I recognized the problem, once I wasn't going live, I went in and immediately created a Google Hangout to start immediately. And so I did that, created it real quick, grabbed the embed code, went over to the page that you all are probably on, embedded that code, and refreshed that page, erased the old frame that you probably saw with standby starting soon, and we're back and running. We were back up and running. The challenge is making sure that all of you were aware. And so again, we're emailing people, and here's the thing. I wanted to do this so simple. I don't have anybody switching screens. That's why I'm not going to be doing any back and forth PowerPoint on this particular presentation. I'm going to do some of that when we get into the sales thing, but I wanted to drive home the point for you on how you can be doing Google Hangouts really tonight. I mean, you can be creating product, doing just what we're doing right now, touching millions of people, and I'll go over a few stats in a few moments. I mean, with the click of a button, and here's the thing, for free, for free, right now, you can be doing this. And so, again, as I've been saying throughout this entire process, as we've been talking about creating your information products, selling and marketing your information products, you becoming a brand in your niche or your category, the technology excuse is gone. So you can't use that excuse. I'm not going to let you use it anymore. I've shown you all how you can get your book published before the weekend, your ebook or your regular book with Amazon, partnering with another behemoth. I'm showing you all now how to create videos and leverage Google and YouTube to create content, engage with your clients and customers, generate leads, teach, educate, train. All of these things you can do right now with the click of a button. I've shown you how to create audio to upload to iTunes so that you can have your own show. All of these things I've shown you throughout the course of this training, and we've taken our time, and I'm glad we did, because some have said that that's been very helpful. I normally like to get in, get the content out, and say, hey, let's get going, because I really want to see action, because I know that nothing removes the excuses and helps you to build confidence more than just doing it, getting started. And so that's what we're doing. And so back to the story, That's how fast I got back up so that you can see that we're live right now. It took less than 2 minutes again to create another Google Hangout, make it go live immediately instead of planning it out. Actually, it could stay on a page. There's a YouTube gives you a page and sends out the link, which it did to you all for to be on that first page. So now I don't know if you all got the second link. So some of you may not be viewing this because of that technicality. And for those who don't get an opportunity to get on, I truly apologize for that. And I'll find a way to make it up to you. But I am going to create just probably a 2 to 3 minute video showing you how easy it is to set up your Google Hangout. And you can have that done literally for some of you who are on the West Coast before the evening is over, even on the East Coast because we're still early, and then of course, but before the weekend is out, you all can do a Google Hangout either with clients, customers, or as we've talked about before, creating your product. So that was the glitch, the big glitch. That was really a big glitch because it came out of nowhere. I wasn't anticipating that. I literally wanted to create this Hangout. I'm sitting in at my dining room table, and so I wanted to do that deliberately to show you and it's funny, I'm looking out the window here because at one point I said, man, maybe I should go downstairs to my office so it can be quiet and things like that. But I wanted to show you the imperfections on and how you don't have to be perfect. And if you're waiting to be perfect to get started, engaging, generating leads, creating content, creating your product, you'll be waiting forever. You don't need permission to do this. Everyone who is going to be attracted to you, they understand mistakes. In fact, they want to see the flaws, and they want to be I would say partners or customers or clients of someone who they can relate to. And so that's why I don't mind sharing what happened with just this Google Hangout. As simple as it is, we still made a mistake. But I wanted to show you how simple it is to do. And I didn't want to get into my office and be quiet. I didn't want perfect lighting. I'm sitting at my dining room table, just a regular chandelier light that's over the table that's there. Of course, you see dining room and stuff back there. Back over here, my neighbor came out, her son, he's over on the basketball court, she's in her garden, and the dog was out there barking. Now all of a sudden the dog isn't barking, so you all don't hear him. But I wanted you all to know the environment that I was in so that so you don't have any excuse saying, well, Brother Bedford, I can't do a Google Hangout because I don't have a place to do it. You can do it from your bedroom. You can do it from your kitchen. You can do it from a car. You can do it from your mobile device. At a park, you can stream your video through your YouTube account through your mobile device. And so that excuse is gone. People want to connect with you. This is engagement. And so that's why I did it in this environment. I said, well, this is going to be imperfect. I heard a car go by. We're in like a gated community, so that was like on the other street. But it was loud enough that you can hear it, and I wanted you to hear the background noise. I wanted the dog to be barking. I wanted the gentleman or her son over there to be dribbling the basketball, so that you can see that you don't have to have an office. You don't have to have perfect lighting. I don't have any other lights other than natural light coming through the window here, the light from that's over the table here. Maybe from the sun, the skylight over there, there may be some light coming in, but it's not perfect lighting. So you don't have to be concerned with all of that. Now, the equipment that I'm using, I'm on my laptop, and here's a webcam, the same webcam that I've recommended to you all before, the Logitech 920. I would move it and show it to you, but I'll show it to you at a later date. And the reason I'm using that and not because I have a Mac, I'm on my Mac, and I can simply use the webcam. All of you really don't need any equipment. Just the webcam that you have or your phone is sufficient. I'm using my webcam that's not built into my computer. For one, it has tremendous microphone pickup. And so hopefully this audio, the quality of the sound I did want that so that just in case you did pick up these noises, you would still hear some type of quality audio. But that webcam plugs right into your computer, less than $100, and you have all of the equipment that you need on any laptop that you have. And if you have a more modern laptop, you probably already have a webcam that already is sufficient. And matter of fact, I won't say already, it is sufficient to get started. Of course, as you grow and you want higher quality things, I didn't hook up my camcorder or anything like that. I could have done that, but I wanted you to see the environment, as simple as it is. I wanted you to see the equipment that I'm using, just a simple USB port that plugs into my computer, webcam from Logitech. I believe it's the 920, less than $100, but it's perfect quality, not only to do Hangouts, but just to create video, period, for the things that you and I have been discussing with product creation, information product creation. And so those are some of the things I wanted to get out the way. So you've seen, I mean, for this first 30 or 20 to 30 minutes, you've seen the imperfections, the mistakes. At least I've told you about the first mistake and how I had to recreate a Hangout on. I can't wait to tell this story. Set up a Google Hangout and it doesn't work, and I had to create one to tap into the audience. And obviously, I see the viewers, you all are coming on, so you're either getting the message or you're finding out, or you refresh the page and it works. Okay, so let's go into some of this about using this. I'm going to touch on the coaching. I mean, we've been touching on a lot of, all of this has been intertwined with content creation, product. Once I gave you the power of ebooks, I covered so much in terms of creating the content and then the different formats that you can put it in. All we're doing now is just really helping you, and that's why I wanted you to ask your questions, to really, for you to choose which way you want to go, or multiple ways you want to go. Now, one of the things that I mentioned, and I'll go ahead and say this now about Google Hangouts, because I said when we did the teleseminars, I said it was the second most powerful way to create content and products. And then I said, well, I'll share with you what the number one way is. And so the number one, this is it. This is by far the number one. And when I say number one, I don't mean it's better in terms of the way that you deliver your content, because a great book is a great book. A great audio is a great audio. What I'm speaking of is when we were talking about creating content or product and being able to multi-purpose or reuse that content. I mentioned to you that teleseminars, the simple fact that you can make money by selling a teleseminar or hosting a teleseminar or a telesummit, having either yourself or experts delivering content, charging for that initially. Now, you don't have to. It can be free. And I mean, we've talked about a lot of the marketing methods, and in the next two times that we get together in this format, we will be talking about marketing specifically, and then we'll really be talking about, that's why I said YouTube Live, and how to really infuse your product creation, your content creation, and really selling your stuff, doing what we're doing right now. I mean, that's not the focus of this, but that's why I kind of wanted to ease in with this as we're going forward, because as I mentioned, this is the future of marketing. This is the way that you really want to engage with your customer base and begin to generate interest, generate leads. You create product at the same time, but most importantly, it allows you, this is the best form. Nothing is converting sales, especially online. I can almost say offline, because most people are driving people offline, online to see video. So video is really the top conversion, that and webinars. And so webinars or live streaming is number one. Video is number two. So here's why this is powerful, because I say with teleseminars, you can pay to get people on. You can develop the content. People ask you questions, which helps to create the content, help to create your product, gives you a better quality product because you're giving the people what they want, but also it's being recorded. So you're not only doing it live once on the phone, you have the audio that's being recorded that can be taken, can be sold or delivered as an MP3, a download. It can be burned to a CD, to now where you have that CD that can be sold or given away as a gift or a bonus. or delivered to, I mean, we're going to talk about marketing, delivering CDs to radio stations and organizations in order to get speaking gigs and things like that. Again, remember when I told you who they're going to choose, the one who wrote the book, who has the CD, or the person who has a request or a resume. They want the expert, and so your CD becomes valuable that way. So now you have a CD that people can buy or download, and then we said what makes that even more powerful, they can take that same content, and now you can take the same content and transcribe that content, and now take that same transcription and develop reports or books or any other type of giveaways you want, blog posts, articles. So I said at that time it was number 2 because you have all of that power to create the content once over the phone or in audio, and then be able to transcribe it and deliver it in these different ways, MP3, CD, transcribe it to ebook, book. So you have those models. This is number 1 because this combines the live environment, the webinar. Now I could easily have on this page a buy button link or a sign up link at the bottom. I could be pitching you on something, then saying sign up at the bottom or click here. That's what you would be doing with some of your sales messages. And so now we combine the live webinar or live streaming environment, converting very well, being able to answer questions, again, creating valuable content that people can see. And here's the beautiful thing, when people see you, now there's no more hiding behind the computer screen. You all see me. You see me in my home right now. I'm not in an office. I'm not hiding away, not ducking behind something. You're viewing me live in my home. And you can do the same thing. And so now people begin to relate to you differently. They hear your voice, they see your face, so they know if they need to bump into you on the street, they know what you look like. No, I'm just joking. But so now you get that interaction, those same questions, that same interaction, but this is being recorded. This can be sliced up into video. Now to be distributed, it's already going to be available for replay. It's not, well, right now it's public because I did it fast. But I am going to, this is only supposed to be private for you, for my clients. But again, we made the blunder at the beginning, so my mistake there. But so the recording can be taken, I can have that edited. So if I'm answering questions, which we will take some of your questions, I'll go through this thing. But imagine if you were doing, remember what I mentioned, the 10 most frequently asked questions, hosting a Hangout, answering the 10 questions that people have or something. Again, you already answered 10 questions, but then what if you now answer questions from the public? So now you have these questions that can be sliced up and turned into small videos that can be distributed to all of the video channels, all of the social networks that helps to generate buzz and traffic and establish your expertise and give you credibility. It can be taken just as it is and sold as a product online in a protected area. Remember we talked about your own membership site or your own online course. These are the videos that you can create to do that. That's the video dynamic. It can be burned to a DVD that now can be sent and distributed all over the world. Can be sold through Amazon and any of the other distribution outlets. Now, that's that part. That's big enough. You're combining the 2 top conversion methods that you have currently on the planet with webinars or live stream interaction and video. You have the 2 combined, and now you can still strip the audio, create podcasts. I didn't even mention that about the teleseminars, is that you can create your own podcasts, small episodes that can be distributed through iTunes, which is what I'm helping a lot of my, these methods that I'm sharing with you now is what I'm helping some of my high-end clients do right now, creating live events, podcasts, their own video shows to help to sell their products and their services. And so now you take that same content, podcasts, MP3s, convert it to CD. Now you have the CD or the MP3 downloads that you can sell as the audio, but now you can get that transcribed. And now you have a book. So now you have either reports or books or white papers or whatever the case may be. But just from this one live stream. This one Hangout, I can create video, audio, CDs, MP3s, and this can be transcribed and turned into a book. In fact, we can call it how a Google Hangout can become a book. I mean, we can just and go through that whole dynamic of the video, the audio, transcribing it on Fiverr.com. I mean, I'm not going to repeat some of the things that we've already gone over in some of the earlier training. But that's why this is the #1. And here's the beautiful part. It's so fast. You can do it today. In fact, you can set up a Google Hangout. This is for those of you talking about, Brother Bedford, how am I going to create video? You can set up a Google Hangout and do it yourself. And if nobody shows up, it's recorded. You're doing it anyway. You have your own video that you're creating, a high definition video that you can be creating from your house, answering questions, creating content, just reading your book, or coming up with ideas. Now, if you got people asking you questions, now you're displaying content to help to create your book or the content for your book or your videos or your audios. And you can do that tonight. Matter of fact, that's your assignment. You get your YouTube account. Most of you already have it. If you have Gmail, I mean, they're already linking you to Google Plus, Google Hangouts. You just don't, once you go in, just go to, and I'll create the short video. You go over to your account and you see where it says live events, and you click that and just name your Hangout, few taglines, press live, and you're ready to go using just the webcam that you have on your computer. So this is the #1 way. It is extremely powerful. Now, let me just go over the first, just a couple things. Let me look at the time there. Okay, 7:42. Take a sip of water here. Just, you hear the cars? Some young guys just got some cars. They was actually over on the other end over there, and I noticed they were trying to do some drag racing. So I knew that they would be making some noise in the evening. And so, again, just wanted to show you that you don't have to worry about that. I've made Google Hangouts from sitting on the water, which I love to do. I run every morning. I love to go by the water every morning and create videos, create these things here for some of my clients. In fact, this is how, when we're talking about coaching, and let me touch on that real quick. This is a great way to coach. When I'm doing coaching videos with some of my private clients, I do stuff like this. And of course, now if I'm doing it from my phone and creating the videos, and I'm doing it by the water, now I'm just creating a different environment. And for one, it helps me think. Nothing like being by the water for myself helps me think. But the point is, you can do this anywhere, in a coffee shop. You've heard me boast that I have hundreds of thousands of offices all over the country, actually all over the planet, because wherever there's a Wi-Fi hookup, I can do this. So we can do this in a coffee shop. We can do this in a library, a bookstore. It doesn't matter, wherever there's Wi-Fi. You can do this. And so you can coach using this group coaching. You can limit the people. Like, for instance, I made this a limited invitation at first to just those of you who are part of the info product creation program. So, but literally, this can go out to hundreds, thousands, millions. Google streams to millions of people, and it's free. So let's go straight to that, because I know we're getting close to time. I want to answer some of your questions. If you're going to email me some questions, go ahead and email some questions, and I'll go over there in 1 second and get those. If you're over on the YouTube channel, I don't know if you got the correct link. Since I had to create, you probably have the old one, and you're probably, if you're over there, and you probably can't even hear me, but if you're over there, you're probably looking at a standby starting soon sign, and I apologize for that. But the reason this is so powerful, #1, this technology, it's free. Google Hangouts and YouTube Live are free from Google. That's #1. That's what makes it so powerful. If you're to do webinars, and some of you have already done webinars, and many of you had asked, if you asked about GoToWebinar and GoToMeeting and all of those different things, and to use those services can cost you hundreds of dollars a month to even do what we're doing right now. This is free to do, and you can do this as many times as you want, all day long. Okay? So you have the world that you can broadcast to, and you've heard me mention, I don't want to go too deep into that into this call, or this Hangout, is that many in the broadcast industry are nervous about this type of technology. Some of your cable stations, and and I'll tell you why when I get to one of the stats in just a few moments. But they're nervous because people are streaming, picking and choosing what they want to stream into their homes. And the technology is making it so that people can stream without the headache. They don't have to steal cable. They don't have to do anything. All they need is an internet connected television that's streaming. Netflix and Roku and all of these things are proving people are streaming into their house without even using traditional broadcasting companies or even some of the cable companies nowadays. And so that's one. It's free. You can get your message out to the entire planet, as I said, with the click of a button. I mean, I literally 2 to 3 clicks. This is broadcast. Really, and I can say this now, millions of people can view this if we had marketed it to where millions of people can get to it. So for some of you are saying, well, Brother Bedford, you know, who am I going to sell to? You know, who is my market? The world is truly your oyster nowadays. You can be on all of these devices, and this is why I want to share with you this new marketing, because before, you definitely want your niche. You want to identify your avatar, the person that you're trying to connect with and engage with, because you want to be able to deliver a message to them so that you can attract to these calls or to these webinars or to these live events your ideal candidate, your ideal customer or client, so that you can communicate with them and you can give them the best language. And you do want to repel those who are not inclined to listen to you or who are not inclined to your message. That is perfectly all right to do that. You want to do that. So that's not an issue as to, Brother Bedford, should I still be concerned with my niche market or the market that I'm going to? Absolutely. What I'm saying is that now you have the capability that once we're on these devices and you learn to develop the right messages, or if you just have the right product with the right message. See, people are searching on Google. This is why when Google bought YouTube, it's the perfect for us to create videos and these live streaming events. See, Google, remember this is what I've been teaching to my new clients, my private clients now, is that to partner with Google. Google wants to promote you. Google wants, the way that Google makes money and sell ads by having engaging content that people want to come and see. They want to stay, they want people on YouTube. They want that so that they can have the ads flashing and they can sell advertising and sell. The more people engaged in Gmail, Google, YouTube, Google Plus, the better for them. And so they want you and me to create engaging content. So if I was marketing this with the proper keywords, Google would make sure that this is known, that people can come and learn this information, so that people can show up to your Hangout or to your YouTube live event without you even having to know them. But your messaging, the content, this is why we go back to the very beginning of how we started, the content is such that people are attracted to you and want to come and hear what it is that you have to share. So with the click of a button, we're actually broadcasting to the entire planet. It's out here now. Now, who else gets on? I don't know. I do see viewers going up. It's not quite above what we normally would get in terms of the numbers of the people in here, but by me having to create it on the fly, it is open to the public. So somebody could straggle on here and get this amazing content that we're creating, okay? As we mentioned, this platform is a great way to create content. Here it is now. I mean, I'm creating content, and the more and more I'm talking to you, the more ideas are coming. Some of the questions that I'm getting from you in the past, I'm really answering them now, so I'm creating content. As I mentioned, this is also a way to create product. This is a product that I'm creating. If I want to use it as it is actually a product. It's a part of the Info Product Cash Blueprint. So I don't even know why I didn't identify that. I'm so used to just sharing content that I forgot that this is a part of this training or this course. So it's a great way to create product. It's a great way to engage. Now, if again, when we do the YouTube live, I'm going to activate the chat role so that people can chat back and forth. If you're on the page, you can already do a group chat. I think I'll be able to see it if you type it in. I'm not sure because you may be typing on the old page. I'm not sure. But I'll be able to answer your question. It's a great way to engage. You see me. There are capabilities on here where you can share the screen to see others. When you're inviting guests on, you can have 2 to 3 of your experts if you want to, they're in front of their computer so I can interview, and which I'm going to be doing a lot of. You'll be seeing me do using this technology for a lot of my future interviews, to where I'm showing some of the gurus and the experts how to use this technology, and they'll get on the phone or on the computer with me and I'll interview them, and you'll see us both split screen and things like that, or back and forth. I mean, it's just a phenomenal way to do that. And I'm saying all that to say that you should be, could be, and will be doing these same things. It's a great way to engage with your customer base. I've already mentioned some of the types of products you can create, again, transcribed into the book, the podcast. It's perfect. Some of my clients that I'm working with now, give me 1 second to drink some water. I'm kind of moving fast. Some of the clients that I have right now that have established businesses, what we're doing is using this type of technology for them to create their training materials to their workers. This is a way for them to train once to all of their workers, their entire company, and then anyone else who comes aboard after that, they go back and view the videos. So remember when I said before that you, as you're learning this, you're also acquiring, or as you practice this, you'll be acquiring skills that can be used in the consulting capacity. And that's the other C that we was talking about, the coaching, where you can do coaching like this, group coaching. The consulting is really, I used to think consulting was, white shirt, tie, which I love to wear anyway. Sometimes people don't recognize when they see me like this because they're so used to seeing me in suits. So they're like, man, I didn't recognize you, bro. You didn't have on a suit. So the suit and tie in an office building, coming up with these creative ideas. That's what I thought marketing consultants and all of this. So that's why I kind of avoided it for so long. But a consultant is really just a person who helps people. If you have the ability or the capacity to want to help people, to answer questions, and in some cases, and in fact this is where you get paid the most, is when you help to implement. Because when you're dealing with, especially business to business, the businesses hire you as a consultant not just for your expertise, but to help them to implement the things that you know. And so as I'm helping clients implement this, to help create content for their products, their services, or to train their employees or their staff, and also using this, as I mentioned earlier, now they're able to use these. Brother Bedford, here's what one said the other day. We've come into a bottleneck. We have this great product, we have sales history, but we're not generating traffic the way we used to. We're not reaching the marketplace the way that we used to. And here it is. Now you can, by simply creating a live event, inviting people in and getting other people to invite people in. We haven't even talked about how you can invite people to this by using your social networks. I mean, can you imagine doing an effective Facebook campaign that goes viral, inviting that targeted market to a Google Hangout where you're answering their questions? It's powerful. And so this is some of the things that I'm helping them do. So the point again is, as you're learning this is a skill set that not only should you begin to immediately implement this, and I know some of you are in the startup phase, I understand, that's why we're in the whole product creation mode, I completely understand that. But as you're doing this, I don't want you to walk over money, because as you're doing this and you begin to share with people what you're doing, hey, I'm writing my book. Really? How did you do that? You know how to write a book? You know how to publish a book? And now you can say, yeah, want me to help you? And now you can charge for that. This is getting, I'm showing you this. This is getting ready to be such a lightning rod in the marketing space. It already is in the internet marketing space, but now so many businesses are trying to develop their internet presence because everybody that's doing search now, even when they're searching for businesses, it's mobile. They need your videos to come up. They need your content to come up in their phones when people are searching. Where's the best place to get my hair cut? They need your video to come up if that's what you do. Whatever it is that you do. But here's the bigger point that I was just making, is that there are people around you who are going to need to know these type of things. And once I send you the video tomorrow on just setting up, this weekend, once I send you the video this weekend on how to set up a Google Hangout, you'll be able to do that for any business that you want or any person that you want and charge them for it. I'll let that sink in for a minute. You can literally get the price of what you paid for this training back by learning how to set up a Google Hangout for someone and just showing them how to open their computer, or actually you're doing it for them, saying, hey, just stand in front of the computer and talk. And here's what you do. You use the same line. They're going to say, well, what am I going to say? Well, what are the 10 most frequently asked questions that people ask you? I mean, I've really given you a formula, the same formula that I'm charging thousands for clients now. I'm giving it to you, and I want you to use it. I want you to use it first on yourself, and because as you're doing it on yourself and doing it with your business, once you do this hangout, once you do your first hangout, I want you to see your confidence. You need to do this so that your confidence will grow, and you'll realize, you say, man, I do know more than my whole community around me. I can really, if some of you in New York, you want to be the king of New York or wherever you are, you can literally be the go-to person on helping to create content, ebooks, audios, videos, hangouts, everything that I'm sharing with you. You have my permission to steal and use it. So, because nothing would please me more for you to send me a testimonial, send me an email, say, Brother Bedford, I wasn't for sure when you gave us that price tag if I was going to be able to do anything, but I went out and I got a client and I made my money back just like that. Now I'm getting ready to get another client. Or Brother Bedford, I just dropped my book and now I got a speaking engagement. Or Brother Bedford, my business is doing much better now just because I've added a few videos to what we were already doing. So it doesn't take much, and in fact, it only takes one of these things that we're talking about, but just for you to have this toolbox is really going to be tremendous for your business. Okay, so let me make sure I went through all of this. We talked about the sales. Now, just some stats just to show you why this Google Hangout in this format is so powerful. There's 220 million internet connected televisions in the United States. Expected to be 300 million by the end of the year, which means that people are streaming or using certain devices like what I just mentioned, Chromecasting. Amazon even has a product now, I forget the name of it right now, where people can just plug into their smart TVs and have access to the internet or Amazon sites and all of these different places. There's 2 billion connected tablets. Everybody pretty much has a tablet now. Most of you even have several mobile devices. You have your phone, you have a tablet, and you have a laptop, and you have a desktop, and you have a smart TV. So you know that what I'm saying is not fictitious. I'm not pulling numbers out of the sky. You have this technology, and so does everyone you know when you look around. So that's why it's important to be able to stream videos and this content to people who are looking for you on their mobile devices. 3 billion, as I just mentioned, connected desktops or laptops, desktop computers. 7 billion mobile accounts, expected to be 15 billion by the end of 2015, meaning that and it's funny because I've seen people having 2 mobile devices. I just mentioned laptop or tablet mobile device. Mine are somewhere around here. So as you can see, this is such a powerful tool. It's a powerful way to create content. It's a powerful way to engage your customers or clients or even future customers and clients. As we mentioned, creating your info product. This is an info product. You can invite people to your Hangouts. There's ways that you can charge for the live streaming. I'm showing some of the people. We're even exploring some of these things with the Power Networking Conference for next year. So there are just these things. Everything I'm sharing with you, I'm I'm doing it with multi-million-dollar companies and things like that. So I want you to understand that first. And this is not something that, and I say that not bragging or boasting. I just don't want you to overlook the power of just these small things. And you're probably going to say, well, Brother Bedford, I've already heard about Google Hangout. I've been on one or two, but not the way that I'm sharing with you. You can create, this is content that I'm creating. We can take what we're doing right now. This is, we're already at an hour. This is an hour video. This is engaging content. This is compelling content. We can slice it up. And I haven't even started answering your questions yet, which reminds me, let me go over here because we're at an hour, and I've already said that I don't want to keep you all longer than an hour or a little over an hour. So let me go over and see if there are any questions in my inbox here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I see a few people. Well, it's probably some of the earlier replies. Let me make sure. Oh, no. Let me see. Oh, Karen was asking, how do you do that on a Mac? Let's see. Let me go to this one and make sure that you have that. Okay, great. So she did see me. So, and that's in Australia, right? No, excuse me, Alaska. So that's great. Let me see. Are there any questions? Go ahead and type in your question, or send me a quick email to info@brobedford.com if you have a question. If you're over on the Google or the YouTube page that was sent over, go ahead and type in, I love what Karen said her son helped her. I keep telling you, the youth, they do this, and so whenever you all are talking about, I can't get anybody to help me, or Brother Bedford, I've mentioned, of course, you know, what is it, Fiverr and a few other places like that. However, all of us have children in our family. I know I have some in my family that tell people. When my son the other day sitting up creating websites and everything. Now this is, I say, well, sometimes children, I don't know, they don't get it until they get older. So he's sitting at a day, this is when we're out of town, and he's getting work while we're out of town, people calling to create websites and things like this. And the young lady, a distant cousin where we were visiting, asked him, well, you know, how did you get so good at the computer? And he kind of mocked. I'm walking through the room. Well, you know, we weren't allowed to watch a lot of TV when we were younger, so I guess he was angry about it. So I had to spend a lot of time on a computer and learn, you know, some of this stuff. And I was kind of, you know, a little irritated at first, but then I thought about it. I said, well, he don't understand this. I quickly should have. Well, you got plenty. You're grown. You're pretty grown now, so you can watch as much TV as you want. But you're on that computer now, making money. So, you know, all of us have children that are, or nieces or nephews that are messing with these gadgets 24/7. That you can get videos, everything created. You can just say, hey, little nephew, come in here, take my phone and videotape me doing something. Again, technology is not the issue today. Don't let that be a barrier. Even when it comes to the web pages, as I've stressed to you before, that the technology is so simple. It's inexpensive. Yes, you may have to pay a few bucks, 30, 40 bucks, and sometimes monthly so that you can maintain a subscription. But to create web pages like I'm doing now is just drag and drop. Use lead pages, and I even offer that service with the system that and I'm going to share what I use, because I've been transferring a lot of what I do to my new system. I hadn't shared it with a lot of people yet, but since I've been taking on clients, I needed something more robust, something that would allow people to text and all of these different types of things, and I'll share that with you. And some of you may even want to have my system do your email management and things like that. And so we'll talk about that in the future, but technology is not the issue anymore. Okay, so if you have a question, and because I don't see any chats coming in, and I don't know if I don't want to do something that would unlink us. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to do something that's going to have the screen going crazy right now. So we're going to leave all of that alone. Let me go on over here. I don't see any chats. Well, you know what? I can go over to, let me go over here and see if anyone is saying. Now I can see if you're saying anything in the chats here. Let me see. Is it chat enabled? Oh gosh, you would have to scroll all the way to the bottom. And no, again, I did it so fast, I don't think I was able to even enable the chat. Sorry about that, you all. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any. Okay. Well, see, something did come up with Karen over here. I think this is probably when she was on the other channel, though. Yeah, she was asking was out there. So I'm glad that you're on the new channel, Karen. This is from the old, the first one that we set up that didn't air. Okay. So now let me go over here to my inbox and see if there's any questions. Since we can't get any in the chat. Okay, Jay, I see a question just came in from Jay. And Jay, and it was so good seeing Jay at the conference. So great seeing Jay. It says, what suggestions would you give on requesting interviews from experts that may not be as technically inclined and are in distant locations? Pretty much what I stated. I mean, I really, Jay, you're going to be surprised. Again, it almost becomes like you'll be able to get clients because some of these experts, if they're in different fields and they're not familiar with this technology, most have a computer that has a webcam on it. And what happens is, all you're going to do once you invite them, and that's only if you're doing a Google Hangout. Now let's do this in two phases. Remember, if you're just doing the over the phone, it's just a simple email requesting the interview. Or, as I mentioned to you all before, there's nothing like having your own show. I'm relaunching my Conversations with Black Millionaire Entrepreneurs piece, and I'm turning it into a podcast. So and the reason being is because it's a show. When you ask experts to come on your show, there's a totally different response. And it's the same process. It's just an over-the-phone interview where you interview them. And of course, that's the simplest technology, Jay, is that, just pick up the phone and say, hey, all I need you to do is call into this number, punch in the access code, and I'll take it from there. I'll ask you a few questions. Now, as it relates to the Hangouts here, now there's another option. Of course, some people are they're getting more familiar with Skype nowadays, and Skype has the ability where you just click a button and you're sharing the video screen, and now you're recording. There is a piece of software that you would need just to record. Some don't, some do, where you would record the Skype. But with the Google Hangout, again, you just send them the link, and they're able to get on with one click of a button, and as you walk them through that, or even just create a small video tutorial to help them do that. Just send them the quick video and say, here, all you have to do is click this button, look into your computer, and we're on. Now, if you're trying to really help them and take them into the internet technology space, recommend the equipment. I've done that several times now, and it surprised me. I've recommended it before. Sometimes people used to drag their feet when you say, well, go out and just get your Logitech 920 from Office Depot, Staples, or Best Buy, or better yet, probably save a few bucks and just order it on Amazon or eBay. Now more and more of my clients calling me back saying, I got the camera, I'm ready, I got the headset, what's the next step? And it's because people are realizing that they have to have the tools if you want to be successful today. So some of these experts, Jay, that you may find that are not technically inclined initially, if you gently walk them through it, they will come to. Now, again, first and foremost, they may. The first question I ask is, what computer do you have? How recent is it? If it's anywhere within the last 2 years, you know that they have some type of webcam already installed that is more than sufficient for just an interview like this. That's the whole purpose of the Google Hangout. Now, here's the best part. As I just mentioned, Jay, as you start walking people through this process, look how you become the authority, and now look at what you can add to that. Now, if they're experts, they should have a business or something, and they could use probably your assistance. And you have some technology products, Jay, that this type of consulting or coaching would probably work hand in hand. You know, buy the product and I can help you do this, implement. That's how you add value. Now we get back to the core training of what we were talking about. How do you add value to make people want to engage with you? So I think that would be the least of your worries once you get started, because people are beginning. Like I said, Google Hangouts is not, it's still foreign, but it's not as foreign as it was before. And so now people are hearing about it, and now you're able to walk them through it and say, look, here's what I'll send you the link. All you got to do is click on this link here and look into your computer, or show them the back office space, which again is simple. I'm going to show you all of that in the video. But even before then, all of you should just go and just play around with it. Just do a Google Hangout it's free. Just go open up your account, do it, and play around with it. Karen, Jay, Lillian. I didn't see if Lillian. The thing about this, I can't see who's on. I see numbers, but on the instant teleseminar, I can see where you're from and who's on. I can only see viewers here, so I can't tell who's on. But those of you who I know, Barbara, everyone that I've talked to in the past that are trying to do these types of things, this is just perfect for you to be able to introduce this to those experts. And I highly recommend, if you want to explode your credibility and your level of expertise in the eyesights of your customers and clients, interviewing experts, it automatically elevates you to becoming on expert status. And again, if you decide, which I highly recommend, you having your own podcast. I don't want to go too far into that. Again, I don't want to take you off of what we were talking about initially in terms of product creation. But just, again, your introduction to say that I am the creator of, or I'm the author of, or I have my own show, that helps to just, it blows you head and shoulders above your competition. I keep telling you all, and again, it's not in a bragging way. I don't have competition. I always try to do joint ventures because I don't really know too many people in our space that's doing what I'm doing and doing it the way that I'm doing. There's some that are doing it, but not the way that I'm doing. They're still so competition freaked out. I don't have competition. I call everybody that's competition and say, hey, let's do a hangout together. Let's create a product together. And they're shocked. Their mouths just fall open. Why am I want to do something with you? Because I got an audience and you got an audience. This is the year of collaboration. That's the next thing I want to share with you all in the future too. All of us should be working on some strategic alliances and some collaborations. I look at all of it's funny, the hip-hop community got that a long time ago. After they've reached a certain level and plateau, they all started doing collaborations. And so now the tours and everything is about, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Eminem, Rihanna, all of these different things. I can't wait to go see. I'm going to see Frankie Beverly and Maze and Patty soon. So those are the type of collaborations I like. So keep that in mind, Jay, that you can walk them through this, and it's very simple. And here's the other thing. You can hire a virtual assistant for $5, $10, $20, $30, $40. And now imagine this, Jay. I'm giving you some of these marketing strategies kind of in advance. Imagine you hiring a virtual assistant or someone from Fiverr.com or Guru.com or Elance.com for $20, $30 to assist someone in being able to do this. And now you're talking to Mr. or Mrs. Expert, and you say, well, you know what, I'm going to have my assistant contact you to walk you through that, or actually do it for you, where all you got to do is just click a button and you and I will be on. So I'll have my assistant do that. And I say assistant, maybe you have an assistant who can do that, but there are tons of people on Fiverr.com and Guru.com who do this all the time and help people set up Google Hangouts and things like that. Okay. Let's see. Any other? I hope that answers the question, Jay. If not, email me back to let me know. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's going to replay. I'm going to send you the link. In fact, the thing about Google Hangouts, Karen, is now y'all hear the dog now. The one thing about Google Hangouts, Karen, and YouTube is that the replay is it's available immediately. So I'll have matter of fact, as soon as we get off, I'll email you all with the link to the page. I'll put it back on this page, but then I'll also email you the link where it is on the YouTube page, so that you'll see how that goes. I want you to see how they work hand in hand, or at least you'll see, how Google is using the videos. And now it'll be private, so this one will be public. And I'm debating if I should if I make it private, I'll have to send you the link. If I keep it public, I'll just send you the link that it generates. Okay, so that's with Karen. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Lillian, you are on. Hey, Lillian. Okay, great. So you're gonna love this. I know Lillian, and we're gonna be getting into the marketing. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it next week, because what I want to do next week is there's been a couple of you sent me your some ebooks. Some have sent me some ideas. So I'm hoping to begin to engage with some of you next week, and because again, I don't want to go too fast in terms of marketing. We're not creating the product, so I want to make sure that you have your info product at least going. I really want to say done, because as you can see, it's just one Hangout. You can complete your first product. Just one teleseminar, and it's done. And it can be transcribed into a book. You can have a video, book, and audio in just one sitting. And so I'm ready to do this. Matter of fact, Karen, Lillian, everybody, I'm ready to do the Hangout with you if you're ready. Let's go to help you begin to create your product. All right? So next week, we'll see if I can get enough of you ready with your product, or at least I need to get a gauge. I know I'm getting bits and pieces. I'm ready to start, Brother Bedford. I'm going to start soon. I'm getting ready to do this. I don't want to get, again, overwhelming. I don't want to just dump stuff here and you don't use it. I want to see us use this. It's valuable. This is valuable information. I don't want to see you not for nothing else. Nothing would do more to your self-confidence, esteem, and just help you to even get clarity than having your own book. Even if it's not a book for business, if it's just something you got to get out of you, I suggest you record it. I suggest you do a Google Hangout about it. Get it out, get it transcribed. Even if it's just to sit on your own coffee. Matter of fact, let me show you. Oh, look at that. This is a cargo. I'm breaking a rule here, but I just wanted to show you all, because I gave you all the demonstration of, I hope I'm still centered, remember when I gave you the demonstration I got the copy back of Volume 2 of Les Brown and Kathy Hughes. Let me see. I want to take a look and see if you all can see it how I'm seeing it. I want to see how you all see it. Can you see that? So if it's for nothing else, for you to have your book. And as you can see, it's not a real thick book. This is Volume 2. I got so many volumes I'm getting ready to release. And as you can see, this is content that's been created a while ago, but now we're repurposing it. And so I want you to think about this. So now, this fall, I'll be going on a media blitz with these 3 books: Volume 1, Volume 2, How to Be a Black Entrepreneur in the Age of Connectivity, and my new book, which is helping with all of the consulting work that I'm doing, is Notification of Payment Received: How Any Business or Professional Can Use the Internet to Turn Clicks into Clients, Customers, and Cash. So I have a plan on what I'm doing, and I only say that so that you can start thinking about all of the different things that you can do. So already a couple radio stations have already contacted me about interviewing me, especially some Radio 1 stations. So while that was strategic, send this to the Radio 1 stations, and they look and say, man, this guy's interviewed the owner of Radio 1. We better get him on here. So there's some local stations, but again, I'm doing some local so that I can do that hit again and possibly get on one of the syndicated programs to push the new series and the new podcast that's coming out, okay? So if for nothing else, create your book so that you can have it even on your desk so you can say, look at what I've done. I've gotten my book out. I've created some content. And you'll be surprised. Some of you are going to look at it and say, man, this is a great read. Or you're going to have your CD and you're going to listen to it and say, man, this is a great story, or this is a great product. See, you're your own worst critic. And that's what's slowing you down. Who's going to buy this? Who's going to like this? And Jay, as you just mentioned, they're experts. Look at it. I'm not. It's Conversations with Black Media Entrepreneurs, Volume 2, Les Brown and Kathy Hughes. But then there I am on the back. So, man, some of you can do this. Matter of fact, all of you can do this. I want to see you do this. And so the next two, and this is gonna be the format now. I'm gonna still create some videos. I have 2 more videos that I'm creating for you. As I mentioned, a very short video on setting up the Hangout, but then I have some supplemental stuff I want to do for you. I do want to do the supplemental tutorial on the coaching, just to talk about the different types of coaching packages, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, things like that, so that you'll have those things. I'm going to have a few more ebooks that I have for you. Again, I just didn't want to start sending you stuff, have you overwhelmed, and it starts collecting digital dust and all of this type of stuff. I wanted us to get through this core content, get through these core formats. Now we're at the apex of the format. I've touched on consulting. I'll deal more with that when we get into the marketing, because in fact, when you're doing consulting, I liken it to helping people with their marketing, because you're just going to be helping people do whatever it is that they need to do in their business, whether it's marketing or systems or whatever it is that you consult about. It's the same knowledge. Again, remember, it's the same stuff that I'm sharing with you now, but I'm consulting businesses on how to do this, on how to do Hangouts, on how to do teleseminars, on how to do videos, or how to do podcasts. Everything that I'm telling you, I'm consulting businesses on how to do the same thing. Okay, so let me go back over here. Any other questions before we get ready to close out? This has been fun, even with all of the mistakes. I've had a great time, and I hope that this content, that this has been great for you. So the homework, I don't see any questions. I don't know of any chat. So the homework is go to YouTube. Open your account. You probably already have an account. Don't know it. If you got Gmail, you probably have an account. If not, just open up an account at YouTube. They're going to ask you about Google Plus, all of that. Just open up an account. Go to, and I'm going to send you the video before the weekend is out. I'm sending you this. I'll make sure that this replay is available tonight so that you can study this. I'll shoot the little 2 to 3 minute video. Make sure that that's up for you. And then you go. And you just, right now though, you don't really need the video. I mean, it's really that simple to just, once you open up the account, you're going to see a little tab right there. Once you have your YouTube thing that says live events, and you click on it, and it's going to ask you to name the event, and you just name it test. And you're going to say, okay, test. When do you want to do it? The calendar is going to pop up for the date. You're going to say now. Let's do it now. Hit that button now. And as you're doing it, it's going to ask you to install the Google stuff on your computer so that you can do what we're doing, so that the interaction will be here, so that you can transmit your video and it'll recognize your webcam and things like that. But that's it. 5 minutes. If for nothing else, you should do it just for the exercise tonight, to know that now you're getting ready to learn something that 200-300 businesses around you are going to need. And I think you can get $500 from 2 to 3 of those businesses to just help them to set up a YouTube channel or a Google Hangouts and say, man, have you ever thought about doing a live streaming event to help sell your product, to help sell your whatever it is that they sell, to promote your restaurant? All of those different things are available to you. Okay, so let me check one last time. I know we're actually an hour and 25 minutes, so let me just one last time. Any questions? I don't see any questions. Okay, great. I think we've answered them, and I'm trying to refresh it to make sure. Okay, I will make sure that the replay is made available immediately. I will shoot out an email just to let you know it is available tonight, so that you'll have it for the weekend. I'll create the short tutorial. Again, it's less than 2 minutes to show you how to set up a Google Hangout. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from some of you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And some of you, I didn't want to say this because I don't want you to look down at your phone and see my number and don't answer. But some of you will be getting a call from me next week so that we can get started on your product. And then if we do the Hangout next week, I may not wait till the evening, and it may not be Friday. Again, this was for the core training. I wanted to do the Fridays with everything. Oh, and also everything is being thrown right now into the one portal that I talked about. So over the next 7 to 10 days, I want to make sure everything is working fine. Everything should be in the portal. Now that we finished the core content, we're going to do the 2 marketing training, and it doesn't have to be on a Friday. What I'll do is I'll email you maybe on a Thursday evening. I try to do it either on a Tuesday or Thursday, something like that. I know some of you have some things to do. It may even be earlier, and I may just split it up into an hour here and an hour there, because this is what I do. I just love doing this, so don't even be surprised if I say that I'm just going to do a Hangout on a Saturday. And if you can make it, fine. If not, that's fine. But I may just want to teach something, share something with you, and I'll just fire this up, do a Hangout, because, see, I want to practice too, and deliver some more content to you. All right? So this is your brother Bedford. I'm going to refresh it one last time. I don't see any questions. Let me get back over here to the screen. I think everything is good. I hope you've enjoyed this. I look forward to speaking with you next week on your product creation. I look forward to speaking with you soon on some of these marketing strategies. We're going to talk about using a YouTube live stream and just some different strategies that I'm using to get these experts, because I know Jay talked about that and a few others are itching. Brother Bedford, you know, how do I get these experts? I've been giving you the answer, but we'll talk about it in a little bit more detail to see if we can help you land a few interviews to either create some products or develop your own show or something like that. Okay? So this is your brother. I look forward to speaking to you all again. I've said that about 10 times next week, and everybody, and you should receive this replay tonight. All right? Thank you. Have a good one.